Hello everyone. Welcome to Mahavir Jain Academy. This is your science teacher Mahavir sir here today to discuss 30 most expected questions in your upcoming midterm exam. Along with me, the excellent students of Bijapur are there. Now the time is around 10:20 and we are going to discuss this along with the students and hope you are going to enjoy this session. These are the most expected questions which are being repeatedly asked in your previous year board exams and all. I have handpicked those questions which the concept of these answers are so wonderful and it is very easy to understand. So let us discuss one by one. Just stay focused. I am not going to just read out the answers and questions. I am going to explain each and every question for you guys. So let us begin with the first question. That is the one of the repeated question which is being asked in every midterm or every board exam, that is oxidation and reduction. Oxidation means what? Addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen, and reduction is nothing but the addition of hydrogen and removal of oxygen. One such example they are given as here. Identify the substances that are oxidized and reduced in the following chemical reaction. The chemical reaction first one is given here. Zinc oxide plus carbon will give zinc plus carbon monoxide. See now, the zinc oxide is being reduced to the zinc because from the zinc oxide what is being removed? Oxygen is being removed. That's the reason it is reduced to zinc, removal of oxygen. This carbon oxygen is being added, so it has converted into carbon monoxide. So this has undergone oxidation process. So how will write the answer over here? Zinc oxide is reduced and carbon is oxidized. Do not mention anything from the product side. Always you should mention from the reactant side only, which is reduced and which is oxidized. One more example here, copper oxide plus hydrogen, copper plus water. So when the copper oxide reacts with the hydrogen, it is giving copper plus water. Now from this copper oxide, oxygen is being removed, so it has formed the copper. So it has undergone which process? Reduction process. To this hydrogen, oxygen is being added, so that's the reason hydrogen is able to form the water. So it has undergone oxidation. In case if they ask which is the oxidizing agent and which is the reducing agent, you write the opposite of that. Zinc oxide is reduced. That means zinc oxide is the oxidizing agent and the carbon is oxidized. It will become what? It will become the reducing agent. Very simple method to understand. Now, next question. See here. Mention with the reason the color change observed. So based on the color change, they are given some of the equations in the form of the sentences. So we need to understand what kind of changes is happening here. Now see, your first question is, what happens when the silver chloride is exposed to the sunlight? Okay, silver chloride exposed to the sunlight. They are speaking about when this AgCl is exposed to the sunlight. So they are talking about the photochemical decomposition reaction. In the presence of sunlight, this silver chloride will break down to form silver and chlorine. Silver and chlorine gas is liberated. What is the change in the color? Silver chloride. Again, it will change into silver. See here, when white silver chloride, which is white in color, is left exposed to the sunlight, the color changes to gray. The color changes to gray in color as it decomposes the silver in the presence of sunlight. And very important thing here to remember is that's the reason silver chloride is stored under dark colored bottle. If they are not stored under the dark color bottle, then what is going to happen? It is going to expose to the sunlight. Then definitely the silver chloride is going to break down into silver and chlorine. Okay, there is going to formation of the gray color compound. Understand everyone? Clear this one? Okay, fine. The next one is here. Copper powder is strongly heated in the presence of air. Copper powder, when it is heated in the presence of air, that means it reacts with the oxygen to form the copper oxide, which is the black color compound. Change in the color. Copper is reddish brown in color. When it is heated, it will change its color to black color compound. Similarly, one more thing is there, copper when it reacts with the atmospheric carbon dioxide, it will form green color compound, so called copper carbonate. Copper carbonate. Clear? Okay. Next one, a piece of zinc is dropped in a copper sulfate solution. Piece of zinc is dipped in the copper sulfate solution. That means which reaction is taking place over here? Displacement reaction. The more reactive element zinc will displace the copper from its copper sulfate solution, it will form colorless solution of the zinc sulfate plus copper is displaced. See here, when a piece of zinc is dropped in a copper sulfate solution, then the blue color of copper sulfate color, what is the color of copper sulfate? Blue color fades gradually due to the formation of the colorless zinc sulfate. This is how you can observe the color change during the reaction. Hope this is clear. Yes? Understood, right? Okay, fine. Next one. Give one example for each. So, they are asking the one example for the each. You need to write the chemical equation and the balance, balance chemical equation along with the reaction. Chemical reaction showing the evolution of the gas. Second one, chemical reaction showing the liberation of the heat. Chemical reaction showing the formation of the precipitate and change in the substance color during a chemical reaction. 4 changes they are given. So we need to 4 scenarios they given. Based on that, we are supposed to write the chemical reaction. Now see, first one, very simple to identify. So many examples will be there. I have taken only one over here. Chemical reaction showing the evolution of gas. Just now you see, silver chloride when exposed to the sunlight, what is happening? Chlorine gas is liberated, right? Yes or no? Or when any metal will react with the acid, which gas is liberated? Which gas will be liberated? Hydrogen gas. Yes or no? When any metal carbonate reacts with the acid, it will liberate which gas? Carbon dioxide. Similarly, one such example we are taking, this is very, very important. Now see here. Chemical reaction showing the evolution of the gas. Here, lead nitrate when heated, PbNO3 twice, lead nitrate when heated, it will form lead oxide and nitrogen dioxide. This nitrogen dioxide is which color? Brown color fumes. Whenever they ask any question related to the heating of lead nitrate or brown color fumes, that brown color fumes are nothing but the NO2, that is nitrogen dioxide. Hope this is clear. Chemical reaction showing the liberation of heat. Liberation of heat. Those are which type of reactions? Exothermic reaction. Which will utilize the heat, then they decompose. Those are called as endothermic reaction. After reaction, when there is a liberation of heat, we call them as exothermic reaction. One such example over here is sodium, which is highly reactive element. When combined with the water or exposed to the moisture, it will form the sodium hydroxide plus hydrogen plus lot amount of heat energy is liberated. It will catch fire only. Sodium hydroxide, when it comes in contact with the water, it will catch fire. That's the reason earlier days Swamijis and all, what they used to do? They used to put the sodium powder inside the sticks and all. They will do om, ram, room, broom, brim, take the water and spill it. Then what will happen? What will happen? Fire will catch, right? Then we'll tell, take 100 rupees and give fire. Swamiji is very strong. Swamiji is not doing, he is just taking the sodium and putting water. See, with the water he is making the fire and all those things. Yes or no? We tend to believe. Now we know. Yes, we know the reason, because we are studying what? Which subject? Science subject. There is no something called chamatkar. Okay? Everything is behind everything. There is a science is there. Okay, now chemical reaction showing the formation of the precipitate. So many example. One such example we can take over here is formation of the white precipitate of the calcium carbonate when we pass the lime carbon dioxide. Oh, come on. What is this? What happened? Okay, fine. Now see here. Okay. Formation of the precipitate. So many examples. One such example. This is calcium hydroxide, that is a lime water. Here, chemical reaction showing the formation of precipitate. Carbon dioxide gas is passed through the lime water. What is lime water? Formula CaOH twice. Chemical name is calcium hydroxide. When react with the carbon dioxide, it will form white precipitate of calcium carbonate and the water. Similar, one more example, we can take a reaction of the barium chloride and the sodium sulfate. It will form the white precipitate of what? Barium sulfate. White precipitate of barium sulfate. Now next question is change in the substance color during a chemical reaction. During the chemical reaction, if there is a change in the color of the substance, that's what they are asking the example. So we know very well, when copper is heated, that means it will react with oxygen. Heating is nothing but reaction with the oxygen. Now copper is reddish brown in color. When heated, it will change into black color compound. The last one question is there in the NCERT. Okay, name the element X when heated. It will form the black color compound. Name the compound X and so they'll ask. No? So this is what the question is about. Is it clear this one? Yes? Okay, fine. The next one, see here. This is also very simple. There's frequently they ask this so many times. I hope this midterm, this question will appear for 100%. That is, what is rancidity? They'll ask, or mainly they'll ask the two methods to prevent the rancidity. What is rancidity? See, any oil or fat containing food items will be there in home and all. If we prepare sabji and I'll keep overnight, next day it will start smelling bad and all, right? Yes or no? We cannot. If you keep it refrigerated, okay. Outside, definitely it's going to spoil. What is the reason we are using oil while cooking the food and all? So oil or fat containing food items, when exposed to the air, they get oxidized. They react with the oxygen and they produce a foul smell or a bad taste, or they become rancid. That process is called as what? That process is called as rancid. How do you prevent? Now we know that how the rancidity is happening when the oil or fat containing food items react with oxygen. Now we need to cut the connection between the oxygen and oil or fat containing food items. How to prevent that? One is keeping in the refrigerator. It will avoid the reaction with the oxygen. Keeping in the airtight container. Okay, using antioxidants, or flushing the chips packet with the nitrogen gas. Again, these are the prevention. At least two prevention you should remember. Hope this is clear. See here. Substances which prevent oxidations are called as antioxidants added to the food. Keeping the food in airtight container. Keeping in the refrigerator, etc., etc. Hope this is clear. Next, so these are. Now, next one what we are going to discuss is the give reasons. I have handpicked some of the good give reasons. We should give the reason, no? If you don't do homework, what you will tell the reason, no? So I was not feeling well. I forgot the book. You will tell the reason, right? Now they are telling something. You should give reason for that. What is the reason you can provide? Now see here. Again, same question. Again. How many times they ask this? Articles made up of the copper lose their shining surface when exposed to the air. Exposed to the air. Two possibilities are there. One, copper reacting with oxygen will form the black color compound, but generally without heating, when the copper is exposed to the air, it is going to react with the moist carbon dioxide to form the greenish color compound, so called copper carbonate. Are you listening? Yes. Copper carbonate. See, copper reacts with the carbon dioxide to form copper carbonate. If it is react with the air, copper oxide, that is a black color compound. The next give reason, see here. Now next give reason is an iron nail. Let me choose some different color. Which color will use? Red? No, it will reflect. Blue will do. Purple. For a while. Should be colorful, no? Yes or no? Okay, now see here. Iron nail placed in copper sulfate solution slowly turns brown color. That means when iron reacts with the blue color solution, that is a copper sulfate, iron being more reactive than the copper, iron will displace the copper from copper sulfate. to form the ferrous sulfate plus copper is displaced. This displaced copper will come and deposit on the iron. So iron color, which is it will change into brownish or brown in color. When you dip the iron nail color, gray, silver color. When you dip inside the blue color copper sulfate solution, after a while, what will happen? The displaced copper is coming and depositing on the what? On the iron nail. So when you take off the iron, we can see the nail color of the iron nail will become brownish in color because of the deposition of what? Deposition of the copper. Yes, clear. Okay, now which type of reaction is this? It is a displacement reaction. Iron displaces the copper from the copper sulfate solution. The display. Sometimes they will ask this same thing they'll give, and why does the iron nail will color change into brown color? They'll ask. You should explain it properly. Hope this is clear. Yes, everyone. Okay. Now next one here. Manufacture of the chips flush with the packets of chips with the nitrogen gas. Just now I mentioned to prevent the rancid. The nitrogen gas will prevent the reaction of oil or fat that chips with the oxygen. That nitrogen gas. Very simple. Now next one is, hope I am not going too speed. Copper coin is kept in a solution of the silver nitrate for some time. What will happen to the coin and the color of the solution? See, copper coin will get a coating of the silver metal. The color of the solution will turn blue color. That means what is happening here? Copper reacting with the silver nitrate AgNO3, it will form copper nitrate plus silver is displaced. The displaced silver will come and deposit on the copper coin. So this is clear. Okay, fine. Next one. Why do we store the silver chloride in dark color bottle? Just now I told. If it is not stored under dark color bottle, silver chloride will decompose to form silver and chlorine gas. Yes. So it will react with photochemical reaction takes place. Decomposition takes place. The compound usually undergo photolytic decomposition reaction. Hence, it was kept under dark color bottle. What happens? It will undergo photolytic decomposition. This silver chloride will decompose to form silver and chlorine. It will change its color to gray. Next one is very interesting 3 marks question. What is that 3 marks question? Let us try to understand the 5th question. What we are going to discuss. What happens when carbon dioxide gas is passed through the lime water? Already we discussed it. But what we don't know, why does it disappear on passing with the excess carbon dioxide? Listen carefully. When carbon dioxide will react with the lime water or pass into the lime water, the colorless lime water will turn into milky color because of the formation of the white precipitate of the calcium carbonate. Yes? Now see here. This carbon dioxide, when it passed to the calcium hydroxide, it will form the white precipitate of calcium carbonate because of the formation of the insoluble particle of calcium carbonate. It will not get dissolved. So it will settle at the bottom. Okay. After formation of the calcium carbonate, if you again keep on passing the carbon dioxide, again that carbon dioxide will react with the calcium carbonate. Now see here, this calcium carbonate is already formed, no? Calcium carbonate water. On excess passing of carbon dioxide, this is again reacting with this particular calcium carbonate and water, and it is going to form calcium hydrogen carbonate. This calcium hydrogen carbonate is, remember, it is soluble in water. That means the precipitate will disappear or milkiness will fade away. Again, it will become colorless. Very important, 3 marks. Hope this is clear. Yes? Very simple. These reactions, this equation, chemistry is the subject not to read and understand. This subject is like mathematics. You need to practice then and there. How much you practice, that much you remember. Now, it's very easy to understand. Oh, yes, sir, I know very well. But when the question is asked in the exam, then what will happen? Oh, sir, I got confused. I forgot, sir. It was very easy, sir. But I forgot. I just missed it, sir, this question. Why these things will happen? You practice before only. Without seeing. Then you check whether you wrote correctly or not. If it's incorrect, you correct here only. The mistake which are supposed to do in exam, you are doing now itself, right? You are correcting now itself, right? No issues. Yes or no? Do that. Practice. You guys also. Yes. Next one. Balance chemical equation. Yes. Here and there, all the chapters related so many equations are one or other. You need to balance the equation only. You need to practice. Okay. So one such equation will take care to balance, and I'll show you. So many examples are there. You can take the screenshot. All the equations from the chapter. I have picked some of them, which I feel they might come out of this. Okay. So let us take one unbalanced equation, that is this one. See. So many students will get confused when they are balancing this equation. That is what? Heating of lead nitrate. Yes. So let's do that. Now see here. PbNO3 twice when heated, it will form lead oxide plus nitrogen dioxide plus oxygen. Now see here, while balancing equation, what supposed to do? Just listen this method, very simple method as it is given in the textbook. This is some simple method. You will understand how to balance. First, list down the atoms. One is lead is there, nitrogen is there, oxygen on the reactant side. Definitely on the product side also it will be same. Lead, nitrogen and oxygen. How many number of atoms are there on the reactant side product? Lead is 1, only 1 is there. Here lead also only 1 is there. Nitrogen 2 are there. Oxygen 3 2s are 6 are there. Here nitrogen 1 is there. Oxygen 2 plus 2 4, 4 plus 1 5 are there. Now let us balance the minimum number. Now lead is 1. Here also on the product side lead is 1. No need to change anything. But here nitrogen 2 are there. Here only 1 is there. So what I will do? I will write here as if now 2. Now the 1 is changing. You should change it to 2. Now nitrogen is balanced. Lead is balanced. Now oxygen here 6 is there. Here 5 is there. Yes or no? Yes or no? So now what I can do? No, here 3 2s are 6 is there. Here now oxygen here 2 2s are 4. 4 plus 2 6. 6 plus 1 7. It has become 7 over here. Okay. Now here 6 is there. Here 7 is there. The minimum number what I can multiply is the 2. If I write 2 over here, oxygen 3 2s are 6. 6 2s are 12. Now nitrogen 2. 2 into 2. 2 into 2 4. Now lead from 1 it has changed to 2. Now this side you see it's only 1. I will write it here 2. So let us change it into 2. Now you see carefully. Now nitrogen is 4. Here it is 2. So I will write instead of 2 I will make it as 4. Now nitrogen has changed to 4 in number. Now count the number of oxygen. Here 12 are there, no? 3 to the 6, 6 to the 12. Now here see oxygen. 2 into 1, 2. 4 into 2, 8 and 2. So it will become how many? 12. So the equation is balanced. 2 lead nitrate, 2 lead oxide, 4 nitrogen dioxide plus oxygen. The equation is balanced. Step by step you should do with the pencil once in the exam. If you feel that is correct, then you write with the pen. Don't get confused. Hope this is clear. Yes? So remaining also, you practice the balance equation. Pick any 10 equations from your textbook. Again, close your textbook, write unbalanced equation, try. Sometimes they'll give you in the form of sentence, sometimes they'll give you in the form of equation, word equation. They ask you to balance. You should be ready. Okay, 3 to 4 marks, 100%. They are going to ask questions on the balancing the chemical equation in every exam. Hope this is clear. Now next one. Okay, now next question is see this question is repeatedly asked. One question will come from 3 marks. What is that? About the salts. What is the chemical name? What is the common name? Write the molecular formula, preparation and uses. One question will compulsory. Either they might ask bleaching powder, washing soda, baking soda, plaster of Paris or caustic soda, or about chloralkali process. One fixed question, 100%, 100%. They'll ask, be prepared with all those 4 salts. Okay. Now they're telling Write the molecular formula and two uses of each of the following compounds: bleaching powder, plaster of Paris, washing soda, and baking soda. Okay. Now see here, what that bleaching powder. Bleaching powder. What is the what molecular formula? CaO, Cl2. Two uses of bleaching powder. Two uses of bleaching powder used as a bleaching agent in the textile industry and paper industry and in the laundries, used as an oxidizing agent in the chemical industries. It is also used to make the drinking water free from the germs. Whenever Cl2 is there, remember, do not forget to write drinking water free from the germs. They add in swimming pools, water tanks and all to kill the germs and all. The next one is the plaster of Paris, CaSO4 2H2O. Sorry, half H2O. Calcium sulfate hemihydrate is the molecular chemical formula for the plaster of Paris, and the chemical formula for gypsum is calcium sulfate 2H2O. When you add water into the calcium sulfate, when exposed to the air, when they come in contact with the moisture, this calcium sulfate hemihydrate will convert into CaSO4 2H2O, calcium sulfate dihydrate. This is the formula for gypsum. When we heat the gypsum, then again it will convert back into the plaster of Paris. Write this properly. You will write for the fracture bones. What fracture bones? What is fracture bones? Again, right? Doctor used this plaster of Paris for supporting the fractured bones in the right position. Mention it properly. Then for the decorative items, toys, materials, interior designs and all, they use this plaster of Paris. Tomorrow or there, you will just have a look on that. Sometimes what they will do, out of these 4 or 5 salts, they will only give the uses and ask you to tell the name of the salt. Now see here. So for example, here the given here. To remove the permanent hardness of the water, when your mothers are washing the clothes, what she will do first? She will make it, put it in the bucket and add some detergent, right? What is the detergent? That is a washing soda. Why she is adding that? To remove the hardness of the water. Okay. Then that is a washing soda. To make the drinking water free from germs, bleaching powder. To support the fractured bones in the right position, plaster of Paris. Like that. You should know all the uses, preparation, chemical name and molecule for. Do not forget that. Hope this is clear. Now next one, see here. This question again, remember about the pH value. Again, pH value. Again, this will be 100% question on the pH value. They will ask. Here what they are telling you, two solutions A and B. The pH value of A is 6 and pH value of B is 8. What they are telling, which solution has more hydrogen ions? We know that pH scale. 7 means neutral. 7, anything below 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, H plus ions will increase. Acidity will increase. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, hydrogen H plus ions concentration will reduce and basic property will increase and OH minus ions will increase. Okay. Now anything below 7, A is acidic in nature. Definitely it is going to produce a more number of hydrogen ion concentration, and B is basic in nature. Which one is basic? Yeah. Sometimes how they will ask you questions, you see here. They will give the name of the pH solutions and their pH value. P, Q, R, S. Imagine P is 2.2, Q is 13, R is 5 and S is 8. What they will tell question? Categorize them into acids and bases. If they tell acids and bases, P is acid and R is acid. Bases Q and S. Or sometimes they will tell which is a strong acid. Definitely P is a strong acid. Which is a strong base? Q is a strong base. Which is a weak acid? S is a weak acid. Sorry. R is a weak acid and S is a mild base. Understanding? Name, or sometimes they'll tell name two solution out of this which can react and form the neutral salt. If the neutral salt has to be formed, then there should be reaction between the strong acid and strong base or weak base or weak acid. One strong, one weak it will happen, then there will be no neutral salt. So here neutral salt can be formed by the reaction between the P and Q. This strong acid and this is a strong base. Like that, so many varieties of questions will come based on this. So you need to understand the pH value. Based on that, answer the questions. One question compulsory. This particular SA1 will appear for sure, 100%. Most of these questions will appear. Later we will realize, sir made one video, we didn't see. Now we are seeing, we are able to coming to know that yes, these questions were appear. So stay focused. I'm going to send this PDF for you guys for the practice and all. What is strong acid? Explain how the tooth decay is caused, how it can be prevented. Strong acid means the acid which will produce more number of H plus ions in their aqueous state. Say for example, if I take 100 molecules of HCl and if I mix inside the water, out of 100 molecules of HCl, 99% or 100% or 100 H plus ions will dissociate. Complete ionization will take place. We call it as a strong acid. Out of 100 molecules, like acetic acid, if it will produce only less number of H plus ions, we call that as a weak acid. Similarly, it applies for the base also. Explain how tooth decay is caused. Sometimes they ask this question in the board exam, midterm, board or series and all. Tooth decay, see what exactly happened, try to understand the concept. The leftover food which is there in between the teeth and all, there are certain bacteria which will degrade that food. While degrading that food, what will happen? This bacteria will release some sort of acids. What they release? Some sort of acid. This acid will bring down the pH value of the mouth below 5.5. Below 5.5. And this acid will damage or corrode the tooth enamel, which is the outermost hard part of the tooth. And that's how the tooth decay is caused. How it can be prevented? By brushing the teeth 2 times, by using the basic toothpaste, etc., etc. Hope this is clear. Same thing they are given here. You can see here. Same thing they are given here. You can observe it very carefully. Bacteria present in the mouth produce the acids by degradation of the sugar and the food. Particles remaining in the mouth after eating, so the pH in the mouth decreases and the tooth enamel gets corroded. It will damage the tooth enamel, which is the outermost covering of the tooth. So using toothpaste, which are generally basic for cleaning the teeth, can prevent the tooth decay. Hope this is clear. Yes, the last question. Agricultural scientists have suggested to add a certain amount of lime powder to an agricultural field. What may be the reason for this? Explain. A scientist tested the soil and he told, go and add the lime powder. That means lime powder is basic. Why is asking to add the base into our soil? Because soil is acidic in nature. Soil is acidic in nature. So lime powder is basic. So to neutralize the pH value of the soil, he is suggesting us to add the lime powder. Hope this is clear. Same thing they are given. We can read it out or take the screenshot. Next question. Repeatedly again this question has been asked. While diluting an acid, the acid should be added to the water. Acid should be added to the water, not water to the acid. If you add water to the acid, no, the reaction is so vigorous and it is highly exothermic in nature. It will produce large amount of heat. That solution might splash on us and cause the burning. That's the reason what we should do. We should take the water and the acid and add the acid into required amount of water slowly by constant stirring. What we should add? Acid into the water slowly, not water into the acid. Clear? Same thing they are given here. If water is added to the concentrated acid, the heat generated may cause the mixture to splash and cause the burns. The glass container may also break due to the excessive heating. So, you should be very careful. Plaster of Paris should be stored in the moist-proof container. Why? Otherwise, what will happen? It will react with the water to form the gypsum, which is very hard rigid substance. It will be very difficult to cut that. Plaster of Paris on mixing with the water or moisture, it changes to gypsum, once again giving a hard solid mass. Hence, it should be kept in a moisture-proof container. That's the reason when you have the plaster for the fracture bones, doctor will suggest not to take bath, not make the plaster of Paris to come in contact with what? With the water. Otherwise it will convert into gypsum, and gypsum is a hard solid mass, very difficult to cut that. Hope this is clear. So this is all the questions about the chemistry. And when it comes to the diagrams, electrolysis of water and reaction of zinc, these two diagrams are 100% they are going to ask in this midterm exam for sure. Electrolysis of water and reaction of zinc, pops on diagram. Yes. So if you are not, if in case if you are not went across the lab activities of this chapter, already uploaded a lab activities in my YouTube channel, that is Mahavir Jain Academy. Please go through those lab activities I have done in the lab, and hope it will going to help you understand the concept. Because science is not the subject to just imagine the things and try to understand. No, we should be practical and we should know the things, how exactly the reactions happen. So everything is being uploaded. Hope this is clear. Yes. Next one, biology. Let me drink a sip of water. My throat is becoming dry. Okay, fine. So now we are going to discuss 10 important questions of the biology which are going to appear for your SA1 exam or midterm or half yearly exam. 10. I have handpicked this very carefully. If that same question will also not come, but exactly a different question might come, but the concept will be same. So just stay focused if you're not clear with the concepts already if you're studied. Now the first question. What are the factors essential for the photosynthesis? Factors essential for the photosynthesis. Mention the events that occur during the photosynthesis. Steps involved in photosynthesis also is same. Events that occur during the photosynthesis is also same. And write the balanced chemical equation for the photosynthesis. You know very well. CO2 plus H2O, C6H12O6 plus H2O plus oxygen. What are steps now? Essential for factors essential means what? Which all things? Sunlight is required, water is required, chlorophyll is required. So those are the factors essential for the carbon dioxide is required. Events that very important, very important. So many times asked, or sometimes they will only give this steps in shuffled manner. You should arrange in a proper order. Events that occur during the photosynthesis. First step, absorption of the light energy by the chlorophyll. What are the light energy coming from the radiation of the sun? The inside the leaf is green because of the chlorophyll, and the chlorophyll is going to absorb the light energy. Why? Nobody will ask this question. You are making the job of the teachers very easy. Teacher will tell absorption of light energy by the chlorophyll. Why chlorophyll? Why not some other pigment? Why chlorophyll is able to absorb the light energy? Because this chlorophyll is having magnesium ions in the chlorophyll, and the unique structure of this magnesium ions which is there in the chlorophyll can trap the photons coming from the light energy. That's the reason it is able to absorb that light energy. Next one, conversion of the light energy into chemical energy. The light energy is utilizing and making the chemical energy in the form of NADPH and all. Or at least you remember, conversion of the light energy into chemical energy, and this energy is going to help in splitting of water molecule into hydrogen and oxygen, and this oxygen will be given out. Yes or no? That's what we are inhaling. What about the hydrogen? This hydrogen will add to the carbon dioxide and it will form the food C6H12O6. O6, that is called as what? Reduction of the carbon dioxide to carbohydrate. To the carbon dioxide, hydrogen is being added. Addition of hydrogen is called as what? Addition of hydrogen is called as reduction. So the third step says that reduction of carbon dioxide into carbohydrate. Clear this one? Okay, very important. Now next one, very simple again. Give reasons. Some of the give reasons are over here. They are very simple. What are those? Ventricles of the human head have the thick wall. Why? Because ventricle, lot amount of pressure is involved, because ventricles when they contract, no, that blood should go to all the parts of the body. High amount of pressure is involved. That's the reason walls of ventricles are thicker than the atriums. Atriums walls are thinner. Why they are thinner? Because atriums only they need to pour down the blood to the ventricles only. Walls are thinner. Ventricles are having thick wall. Yes or no? Since they need to Okay, some since ventricles has to pump the blood to the various parts of the body, high amount of pressure is involved. That's the reason walls of ventricles are thicker. Next one, see here. This is very important. One question they will ask in different ways. What are the different ways? Now here the question is: it is necessary to the separate the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood in the mammals and birds. What is the need of separation of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood? Why heart is made up of the four chambers? Why flow of blood in the mammals and birds is oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood is separated? The only reason is mammals and birds are warm-blooded animals. Irrespective of outside temperature, the mammals and birds maintain their constant body temperature. To maintain constant body temperature, they are spending more amount of energy. If they want to produce more amount of energy, more amount of glucose need to break down into more amount of energy. If the glucose has to break down to produce more amount of energy, more amount of what is required? Oxygen is required. That means oxygenated blood should flow separately so that they can utilize more amount of oxygen and produce more amount of energy. That energy, most of all, they are spent in maintaining the constant body temperature. Do not forget this. Constant body temperature. There are some other animals like cold-blooded animals like reptiles or fishes and all. What they do? They are called as cold-blooded animals because outside, if there is a 10 degrees Celsius, the body temperature also will be 10 degrees Celsius. They do not maintain their constant body temperature and they don't need to spend more amount of energy. That's the reason in those animals and all what is not separated, oxygenated and deoxygenated blood is not separated. Yes, clear? Eating chapati by chewing it very slowly tastes sweeter. Why? What we do, we take the chapati, have to chew 1 or 2 times and galam. Swaha, over. We will not enjoy the sweet only. Yes or no? What is the reason behind that? We are in a hurry. We don't want to chew it properly. We don't allow the chapati to mix with the saliva. We don't want the salivary amylase present in the saliva to convert starch into sugar. When it's converted, then only we start feeling sweet, right? Otherwise, we will not feel. Yes or no? Same thing they are telling. When chapati is chewed for some time, it tastes sweeter because the saliva produced by the salivary glands consists of the enzyme so-called salivary amylase. This enzyme converts the starch into sugar. Starch into sugar. That's the reason we start tasting. Try it tomorrow. Whatever you are having, the chapati, rice, roti and all, try to chew it slowly and properly. Mix the saliva, definitely you start tasting sweet. Yes or no? Very simple. Next one. Again same. The body temperature of the frogs and lizards depend on the temperature in the environment. Justify. Why? Because those are cold-blooded animals. They will not maintain their constant body temperature as the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood is mixed, as they are having 3-chambered heart. That's what they are given there. You can take the screenshot. Already we discussed. One more question. The rate of breathing in aquatic organism is much faster than seen in the terrestrial organism. Aquatic organism will breathe faster than the terrestrial organism like us or the animals and all. Why? Because for the terrestrial organism, oxygen is freely available in the atmosphere. Yes or no? But the oxygen in the water is there in dissolved form, fairly soluble, lesser in quantity. That's the reason aquatic organisms will breathe faster to gain the more amount of oxygen for the survival. See here, aquatic organisms like fishes obtain oxygen from the water present in the dissolved state through their gills. Since the amount of dissolved oxygen is fairly low, first of all, it will not dissolve completely. That's the reason the oxygen level is fairly low as compared to the amount of oxygen in the atmosphere. The rate of breathing in aquatic organism is much faster than in the terrestrial organism. Yes, clear? Very good. Explain the digestion of the food materials in the stomach and the small intestine. Let me explain in a very short way. It will be helpful you to understand. What is that? Listen carefully. Are you feeling boring? No, right? Active. Active mode or silent mode or vibrate mode? Vibration mode. Okay, I will remove that vibration mode also. Okay, fine. Okay, now see here. Inner lining of the stomach is having gastric glands. it will secrete the gastric juice. That gastric juice contains HCl, pepsin, and mucus. Okay. HCl, what will do? It will make food acidic, and it also kills germs. Pepsin will break down the proteins into amino acid when the food is in acidic medium. HCl is provided acidic medium so that the enzyme so-called pepsin can break down the proteins into amino acid. Which enzyme? Pepsin. Remember, where it is present? Inside the stomach, secreted by the gastric glands. Mucus. The inner lining of the stomach might burn because of the HCl, right? It is strong acid. So to protect the inner lining of the stomach, there is a layer of mucus. So mucus will prevent the inner lining of the stomach from the HCl. Very simple. This is clear? Yes. The next one is the small intestine. Now see here. Small intestine will receive the secretion from the, let me explain in another beautiful way so that you can understand. See here. Small intestine receives the pancreatic juice and bile juice from the liver. Pancreatic juice from the pancreas, bile juice from the liver. Pancreatic juice from the pancreas. Okay. And bile juice also contains bile salts which will break down larger fat globules into smaller fat globules. That is called as emulsification of the fats. Why? You will understand. Okay, why you will understand. This particular bile juice will make the acidic food, it will convert acidic food into alkaline or basic in nature. Why? You will understand that also. Next. Trypsin will break down the proteins into amino acid when the food is in alkaline medium. That's the reason bile juice convert acidic food into alkaline. Pepsin will break down the proteins into amino acid when the food is in acidic medium, but trypsin will break down the proteins into amino acid when the food is in alkaline medium. That alkaline medium is done with the help of the bile juice secreted by the liver. Lipase will break down the emulsified fats into fatty acid and glycerol. That's the reason bile salts have converted the large fat globules into small fat globules so that it will be very easy for the lipase enzymes to break down the fats into fatty acid and glycerol. So remaining any other complex food is left out. The intestinal enzymes will break down all those carbohydrates, fats and proteins into simpler food substance. Hope this is clear. Yes? Very simple. Explain the role of the xylem and the phloem tissue. Very important. Most of the students know. They fail to answer these questions in a proper way. They know the concept and they fail to write it in a proper way. So, if like these questions will come, there is no or option. You tend to fail to write the answer. Let us try to understand. Now, see here. Xylem is a water containing tissue, phloem is a food containing tissue. Okay. So xylem will conduct the water with the help of the tracheids and vessels. Phloem will conduct the food with the sieve tubes and with the help of the companion cells. Xylem will conduct the water from the roots to all the parts of the body unidirectional. Phloem, the food which is prepared inside the leaf, it will send that food with the help of the process so-called translocation to all the parts bidirectional. How exactly it is happening? Let us try to understand now. Now imagine this is a leaf and this is the xylem. Now if there is a water molecule present in the stomata which will escape with the help of the transpiration. With the help of what? Transpiration. Now what will happen to the next water molecule? If this water molecule is escaping, then here creates a lower concentration of the water. So water will start moving from higher concentration towards the lower concentration. When this water molecule move from higher concentration to lower concentration, again this water molecule move from higher concentration towards the lower concentration. So there is a chain of what is happening? Shifting of water molecules which will create the suction pull. which will create the, where it is that, where is that, where is that? It's not given here. Transmission creates the suction pressure. The best example is when you take the bucket of water, keep it down and put inside a pipe and hold that pipe. The water will come? No, right? You suck the water, then you leave it. Continuously the water will come because you are creating which pressure there? Suction pressure over there. Similarly, in the phloem, what will happen? This is the xylem, this is the phloem, and imagine this is the leaf. Now, whatever the food is prepared here, no, that food is taken into this is phloem and xylem. Food is taken into the phloem. How it is taken? By spending some energy in the form of ATP. They spend energy, they absorb the food from the leaf into where? Into the phloem. That is called as active absorption. It's called as active absorption. When the food, also called sucrose or glucose, will come, here what is flowing inside xylem? Water is flowing, no. Here there is a low concentration of the water. Water will start moving from the xylem, from the high concentration towards the low concentration. Here creates the osmotic pressure. From high pressure towards the low pressure, the food will start translocating with the help of the sieve tubes and the companion cells. This is how the transportation of the water and food takes place. Yes, clear, right? Yes, sir. Okay. Next one. Okay. Fifth one. How do the products of the photosynthesis transport to all the, just now I told, no? Materials like sucrose is transferred into the phloem tissue by using the energy from the ATP, that is called as active absorption. Then osmotic pressure of the tissue increases as the water moves inside. The pressure moves the material in the phloem to the tissues which have less pressure. Very simple, just now explain, same concept is there. Explain double circulation of the blood in the human beings, why it is necessary. This is also so many times they ask. And what is the necessity? What is the necessity? What is the advantage of double circulation? Let us try to understand the double circulation in the simple way. Now see here. Now imagine this is the heart. These are the lungs. And these are the pulmonary artery and pulmonary veins. And from heart to all the parts of the body, connected with the arteries and veins are connected with the capillaries. Okay. Sometimes they'll give this diagram and they'll tell A, B, which blood it will carry, what is that blood vessel they'll ask. Now see here. This is the lung, heart. Now see here. The deoxygenated blood from the heart is sent to the lungs with the help of the pulmonary artery. And after oxygenation in the lungs, the oxygenated blood is carried back to the heart with the help of the pulmonary vein. This circulation is called as pulmonary circulation. And again here, from the heart, oxygenated blood is sent to all the parts of the body through the aorta. And the deoxygenated blood from all the parts of the body is sent again back to the heart with the help of vena cava or the veins. This is called as pulmonary circulation. That means, systemic circulation. Yes, see, systemic circulation. Now what is double circulation? The blood is flowing across the heart twice to complete one cycle. Now this is once the blood is circulated into the heart. This is once again the blood went across the heart one more time. So blood is flowing across the heart twice to complete one cycle. We call a double circulation. One is pulmonary circulation, another one is systemic circulation. What is the advantage? I told no already. What is the advantage? What is the advantage? Because separation of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood takes place, it will help in maintaining the constant body temperature. Same thing. It avoids the mixing of deoxygenated and oxygenated blood, double circulation. This type of separation of oxygenated deoxygenated blood ensures a highly efficient supply of oxygen to the body. This is useful in case of women who constantly need energy to maintain, very important, maintain the non-body temperature, constant body temperature. One or other way, this question they will ask. Let them ask any sort of twisted question. We should know the concept, then definitely we can write the answer. Okay. Next one, see here. Give reason. Now see here, the give reason. A person's face has become pale. The color change, light pale color, and his breathing rate has increased due to the fear. Analyze the process which enables the person to deal with this situation. By this question only will get offered. Hey sir, what sir? Become pale, breathing rate increase due to fear and all. They are not talking anything. They are talking. They are asking about what? Which situation? Emergency situation. During emergency situation, adrenal glands will secrete the adrenaline hormone into the blood, and that time what will happen? The supply. See, adrenaline hormone is called as fight or flight hormone. Either we should run away or we should fight. For both the cases, we require what? We require energy. So, lot of energy is, lot of blood is sent to the muscles of our body, because those muscles only can help in running or fighting, right? Yes or no? So there will be a reduction of the blood in the skin. It is going to the muscles. So there is a change in the color. That is, if the person face become pale, and breathing rate will increase. Why? Because more amount of oxygen is required for breaking down the glucose to produce more amount of energy. Heartbeat will increase so that more amount of blood is supplied to the muscle cells and all. So all those changes will happen. See here. Adrenaline is directly secreted to the blood. The blood to the skin is reduced due to the contraction of the muscles around the small arteries. Skin will not get sufficient amount of the blood. It is going to the muscles. The breathing rate increases because of the contraction of the diaphragm and the ribs muscles. The heart beats faster, resulting in the supply of more oxygen to the muscles to gain more amount of energy. It's all happening with the help because of the adrenaline hormone secreted by which gland? Adrenal gland. Now next one, see here. Eighth question. What is the significance of the tropic movements in the plants? Explain any two types of tropic movements. What is the significance of the tropic movement? Tropic movement help in the protection of the plants. One thing, it helps to develop a sudden response during any change, not charge, any change. This movement also help in the growth and development of the plants by facilitating the movement of the root, stem and the leaves towards the stimuli like sunlight, nutrients and water. That means, suppose say for example, the shoot of the plant is growing towards the sunlight, right? If this is sunlight, it is going towards the sunlight. What is the reason? Inside tip of the shoot, there will be oxygen hormones. They are light sensitive. They don't like the light. If the oxygen hormones are here, if the light is coming from this side, this oxygen hormones will shift towards the other side. Then oxygen hormones will function is to elongation of the cell. If this part cell elongation happens, this part there is no cell elongation, then only this part will start growing. The shoot will start bending towards the direction of the sunlight. Yes. Now next, they are asking the explain two types of tropic movements. Phototropism, movement of the shoot towards the light is called a phototropism. Geotropism, movement of the root towards the gravity. Hydrotropism, movement of the root towards the water. Chemotropism, growth of the pollen tube towards the ovule. Thigmotropism, growth of the tendril of the plant in response to the touch. So many are there. Okay, you can give any example. Oh, this is clear. Ninth one. Again, eighth. No, it is ninth. Question number I gave it correct. This is the 10th. Okay. Fine, no more. One extra. Compare the contrast between the nervous and the hormonal mechanism. They are asking you to compare between the nervous coordination and the hormonal coordination. Sometimes they ask difference, and so many students will not answer this properly. Nervous coordination, with the help of nervous system, what all things will happen. Now see here, nervous system, this is the fast process, right? If somebody will call, suddenly will respond, right? Somebody will pinch, suddenly will react, right? Why? It is faster process. Nervous coordination, faster process. It transmits the information in the form of electrochemical signals, electrical signals, or the nerve impulse through the neurons. It does not control metabolism, and growth is not affected. Growth is affected by the hormonal coordination. Hormonal coordination controls the metabolism, remember, but not the nervous coordination. Endocrine system is a slow process, transmitting information in the form of chemicals. There, in the form of electrochemical signals. It controls the metabolism, growth is affected. Yes, definitely. Growth hormone brings the growth in our body, right? Definitely growth is affected by the hormonal coordination. One more question is there, differentiate between the movement of the leaves of the sensitive plants, movement of the shoot towards the light. Already explained this. Yes, movement of the shoot towards the light is a tropic movement. Movement of the leaves of the sensitive plant is example for the nastic movement. It's example for what? Nastic movement. Touch me not plant, if you touch, so suddenly the leaves will fold inwards. Why? Because of expelling of the water from the stomata. That is called as nastic movement. There is no growth, but there also we can see the movement. But growth of the shoot and the root, there is a movement. No, shoot is growing, there is a movement. Because of the growth only we can see the movement. Yes or no? Nastic movement, there is no growth. If you touch the touch me not plant or mimos of plant, suddenly the leaves will fold inwards. Later again it will open. But there is no growth, then also there is a movement. Such type of movement we call them as nastic movement. And the stimulus is touch. When you touch, that is a stimulus. Here stimulus is light. It does not depend on the direction of the stimulus. Wherever you want, you can touch. There is no direction. It will fold its leaves. But here, towards the sunlight, towards the water, towards the gravity, there is a certain direction. It is growth independent. It is not depending on the growth. This is movement of the shoot towards the light is growth dependent. Hope this is clear. Yes? Understanding? This question I picked it because when they ask this question, they will not answer. Let me tell in simple way. As the growth, see the question, as the growth advances in the climbing plant like creepers or climbers, like money plant and all, appears as a plant is moving towards a particular direction or in response to the touch or in response with the support. What is happening? Now see here, you imagine this is a support, not imagine. Here, this is a support. You can see the tendrils will start coiling around the support, right? They'll take the support and start coiling, right? How they do that? Now this is the support. Imagine this is the tip of the tendril. Tip of the tendril is also having auxin hormones. Main function of auxin hormone is cell elongation. Okay, but they are also touch sensitive, like how light sensitive, touch sensitive. When the tip of tendril will touch the support, the auxin hormones from this side will shift to the other side. From this side they shift to the other side, untouched part. And here cell elongation will happen. Their growth will happen. Then what is happening now? Slowly this side growth will happen, means it start coiling around the support and take the support and start growing. Understood? So here ends your top 10 questions and the diagram. Stomata, nephron and brain are my choices. One more diagram is the Dhar diagram. You practice all the diagram, but do not forget these diagrams at all. And the hormones, you should go through all the animal hormones. Pituitary gland, master of the all gland, which are responsible for the releasing the growth hormone, which regulates the growth in our body. Thyroxine, thyroid gland will secrete the thyroxine, which will regulate the metabolism of the carbohydrates, fats and proteins. Yes, and also bring the balanced growth. And deficiency of the iodine will accumulate the thyroxine in the throat region and cause a disease so called goiter. Then comes the pancreas, will secrete the insulin. That insulin will regulate the blood sugar level in our body. Then comes the adrenaline, which already we discussed. Then comes the testis, will release the testosterone, and ovaries will release the estrogen. All the other plant hormones, we have auxin, cell elongation, gibberellin, stem elongation, leaf expansion, cytokinin, rapid cell division in the fruits and the seeds. Remember, go through all the hormones. One question will appear for sure, or 1 mark. So hope this part is clear. Okay. All these 30 questions are really important. Go across all the 30 questions. If any doubts are there, please do not forget to mention in the comments. I have taken a lot of effort to make this video. So very important question in this one is the Mahavir Jain Academy. You need to subscribe for physics portion. Physics portion already I uploaded. It will continue. But do not forget to subscribe to my channel Mahavir Jain Academy, and also share to your friends who are all in studying in the class 10th. Midterm exams are coming near. All the best for you. Please do not forget to read and practice as much as possible, and hope this video will be useful. After the examination, come back and just mention whether this video is helpful or not. Hope you understand all the concept. I tried my level best to cut down the time and try to explain instead of reading the question and answers and all. So that's all for the day. Now you can see the physics part. One of my friend Amit sir is going to do the physics part. Hope you will enjoy the physics part also. 10 questions are there and you enjoy all the physics questions. Hand over to our Amit sir. Thank you.
Hello students, today I am here, Amit sir, to explain very important 10 questions for SA1. So let us discuss one by one. I hope you are knowing the topics of SA1 in physics there. It is advantageous to connect electric devices in parallel instead of connecting them in series. Why? Why in our all homes we are connecting parallel connections instead of what a series connection? In series connection, what happens? Very simple, I will explain here. For example, one bulb we are having here. This is one bulb and this is another bulb and this is third bulb. Okay. Let us imagine it is a series. In series, for example, it's of 25, it's of 50 and it's of 100. In parallel, they will glow whatever power is given. It is 100 volt bulb means with 100 volt only it emits the light. Whereas here in 50 means whatever value will be given while purchasing the bulbs, the same amount of light is going to emit here. But whereas in series what happens means in series this bulb will go maximum. These remaining two bulbs are there, they will not glow maximum. Why means because the resistance of this low voltage bulb will be maximum. Only this one bulb will glow there. Not remaining two bulbs, they will glow, but whatever amount of light they are going to emit, that emission of light will be less. So this is why in our homes, why parallel connection is needed. Suppose what happens if a series connection is done in home. We are knowing that in home many home appliances are there, many gadgets are there which will work on electricity. For example, iron box is there, okay, fridge is there, many are there, ACs are there, many are there. They won't require equal amount of current. But in series what happens means it distributes equal amount of current. They won't work properly. This is one reason why series is not taken in home. And second one, if in a series, any gadget is failed due to insufficient of current or it has been damaged means the whole this one will be whole appliances will not work. If one is damaged means whole appliances will not work. That is second case. Coming to next. But in parallel what happens means the current flow, that what gadget we are having, which amount of current is needed, same amount of current will go there. For example, we are having one fridge we are having. How much current is needed, that amount of current will be flowing there. Means in parallel connection, the amount of current is there, it is going to vary it. For that one simple rule I will tell how to remember this one. So here the appliances connected in series need currents of widely different values to operate properly. This is first one. Second one, in a series circuit, one component fails. I told you we are having in homes many appliances are there. If one fails means remaining all also not work there. If one component fails, the circuit is broken and none of the component will work. And coming to, but in parallel, the current divides throughout the electrical gadgets. Current, how much is needed? So much of amount is current is going to distribute there. That is one advantage of parallel connection. And this helpful particularly when each gadget has different resistance and requires different current to operate properly. So this is first one. Why in homes we are connecting we are using parallel connections here. Coming to second one, according to Joule's law of heating, mention the factor which heat produced in a resistor depends according to law and write the formula to calculate the heat produced. Joule's law of heat. What is the meaning of Joule's law of heat means? When a current passes through any conductor, the heat is produced. That heat we are going to use for many applications. Okay, why heat is produced means because of resistance. Resistance is nothing but which opposes the flow of electrons. Then the heat will be produced there. So first one, heat produced in a resistor. So one easy way to remember this one means H equals to I square RT. H is what? Heat there, and I square is what? Current. I is current. We are knowing the symbol of current I there. And R is what? Resistance, and T is what? Time. So this H, heat produced in a resistor, is first one, it is directly proportional to the square of the current. Second one, directly proportional to the resistance for a given current. Means directly proportional means what? One increases means another one also what? Increase that. Suppose I am having 10 rupees. I am having 10 rupees. I can buy what? One pen. If I am having 20 rupees means can I buy two pen? How the amount will increase? No, the amount of pen also what? Increases there. This is how we call it as what? Directly proportional. If one increases means another one also increase there. And directly proportional to resistance of the given current. And third one is directly proportional to the time for which the current flows through the resistor. How much amount of current flows through the resistor? No, so time is more means the heat produced also will be what? More. For example, if you on a fan for 30 minutes will on, it will produce less amount of heat. If you touch that fan. If you run the fan whole night means morning if you touch means it will produce more heat. How the time will go? No, in the same time heat produced is what? Maximized there. So this is what? According to Joule's law of heating there. Next one, define electric potential. Define electric potential and how emitter is connected in an electric circuit. This is first question. Explain the applications of heating effect of electric current in an electric bulb and the fuse used in an electric circuit. First part we'll discuss now. First one is what? Define electric, that is electric potential difference. Let us discuss what do you mean by the electric potential difference here. Before that, in general, we'll discuss what you mean by the potential difference. Suppose we are having two water cans. Okay, two water cans we are having. They are connected in a pipe. And imagine this is a water is there. Okay, by observation, we can find that water in the both the bottles. This is A and this bottle is B. Same amount of water is there or no? Same amount of water is there. Means they are having the same potential. If we are using a cell, in cell also same amount of potential will be there when it is not connected to circuit, closed circuit. You know that what you mean by the closed circuit and what you mean by the water open circuit. Now here same amount is there. This one I will change here. Here I will take one water bottle here and here I will take a pipe. And one more water bottle I will keep here. Here water amount of water it is, and this is connected to here. Now we can see here water will flow from A to B. From A to B there to maintain water balance. Here the potential is there. Potential. Okay. you have seen the potential energy. Potential energy means an object stored or when an object kept. Correct? Now pen is having water, potential energy. When I leave it means it gets water, kinetic energy. Okay, it will move to earth or no? It will get water, kinetic energy. Now let us discuss, this is about in general, what do you mean by the potential difference? Now according to the definition we'll discuss. For example, I am having an electron here. It is having an effect around it. For example, I am having a bar magnet here. Okay, so bar magnet means it will having attractive power or no? Like poles attract each other and unlike poles what? Repel each other. Suppose if I am having a magnet here and I am having one more metal here which is attracted to the magnet. If I kept here means it is having an area. In that area only if it is kept means it will come here or it will attract here. If I keep it away from, very far away from means this metal is not going to attract here. Imagine this is an iron means it will not attract. It's a magnet, it's an iron means it is not going to attract there. So here also this electron will be having water, that is field will be there. Field. So field will be there. So here the electric potential difference between 2 points and electric circuit defined as the work done. Here we'll take it and one positive charge. Okay, we'll take it from here to here to bring this positive charge, because it is an electron, it is negatively charged and it is one proton. We need work done. So this work done in bringing here means between the 2 points, that only we call it as what? A potential difference we call. Electric potential difference between 2 points is in an electric circuit is defined as work done to move an unit charge from one point to what? Another point. That is potential difference here. Coming to next question, that is explain second one, how emitter is connected in electric circuit. And you remember, always you have to remember, an emitter always connected in series. Series connection means what? One to other it is connection. One to other connection is called as what? Series connection. Always you remember, one more question may ask you, how voltmeter is connected. Voltmeter is connected in parallel, whereas emitter is connected in what? Series. Next question. Coming to fuse, a strong metal with high melting point like tungsten. So tungsten is a metal where high melting point it is having. High melting point. According to NCERT, it is having 33,080 degrees Celsius, very high melting point. So what it does means, it high resistance and high melting point. Due to that, it emits very high light. Okay, it becomes very heat and it's going to emit the light there. Next one, if a large current then the specific value flows through the circuit, then the fuse melt and breaks the circuit. In your mains, in the home mains, we are having a fuse. In the fuse wire will be there. It may be of alloy or it may be of copper or it may be of aluminum. So it depends upon how much current we are using that. So this circuit fuse melts and breaks there. Why it melts means because it will be having low melting point. So this fuse wire is going to break there and it saves whatever home appliances we are using in home, no, that is electronic gadgets will be safe. So this is why, that is if a current larger force is applied means then what happens means it is going to save the home appliances. Coming to this one, next question, here is one problem. numerical we are going to discuss now. Numerical. So it is of 6 volt here. Okay, here resistance is 2 ohms and here it is 4 ohm and here it is what, 4 ohm. All they are connected, and one more is here 5 ohms. All they are connected in what? These 3 are connected in parallel and it is in what? Series there. So first question is what means? Calculate the total resistance in a circuit and total current flowing in a circuit. Total current and total resistance you have to find that. So for that, this resistance in parallel it is. Resistance in a parallel. So it is, we know the formula, 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus what? 1 by R3. Why I have taken this one only means 3 resistances are there. So R1, R2 and R3 I have taken here. So this will get 1 by 2 plus 1 by 4 plus what? 1 by 4. Here LCM is what? 4 here. LCM is 4. Correct? So it is multiplied with 2 here. 2 plus 1 plus 1. It becomes what? 4 divided by 4 will get what? 1 ohm. Okay. Now resistance in parallel it is. Now this one, total resistance, equivalent resistance we call. Total resistance. Total resistance in series is there. So this one is resistance series is 5 and one more we are having what? 1. So this will become what? Total resistance will become what? 6 ohms. This is total resistance is what? 6 ohms. Next, calculate and total current flowing in a circuit. Current flowing in a circuit means what we have to find here? Current flowing. We are going to what? Ohm's law. Ohm's law. What Ohm's law states means, later on we'll discuss it. V equals to what? IR. Okay. Voltage is directly proportional to current. So IR is there. Here, what we got here? Resistance we got 6 is there. This can we write I equals to V divided by R. I equals to V divided by R it is. Now we are having here 6 volt is there. Voltage is there. 6 volt is there. And resistance we got 6 ohm resistance. So current I equals to what? 1 ampere. You must remember, physics means units also carries the marks. Okay. So 1 ampere. Current is measured in amperes. So this will become what? 1 ampere. So this is 4th question. Next, we'll go there. 5th question. Okay. 5th question. The resistance R1, R2 and R3 have the values of 10, 20 and 60 ohms are there. Now, given it is R1 is what? 10 ohms. R2 is what? 20 ohms. And R3 is what? 60 ohms. Correct? 60 ohms we are having. 60 ohms respectively. Which have been connected parallelly. In this example, I am going to tell you how to draw the diagram also, circuit diagram. Here, which have been parallelly connected to a battery of 24 volt. First, we'll draw the resistors here. So it is R1. R1 is how much? 10 ohms. One more I will take R2. It is what? 20 ohms. Another one will take. It is what? 60 ohms. These are connected in what? Parallel. This I will take X and this I will take Y. It is Y here. These are connected in a parallel. Okay. And it is connected to what? 24 volt battery there. It is positive, negative, so on. Positive, negative, I will take it this one. It is what? 24 volt. Okay. And one we are going to use here key which is closed. Center dot is there means it is what? Closed here. And again what is given? Then calculate the current flowing through each resistor is there and the total current flowing and the total resistance of the circuit. Total resistance. Okay, here one more important thing you have to remember here, that is you have to mark the direction of the current. We know that current always flows from water positive to water negative, positive to negative here, but electron flow from water negative to water positive. Okay, negative to positive. So in this so here we have to calculate the current flowing through each resistor is there and the total current in the circuit you have to find and the total resistance of the circuit you have to find. So to find the total resistance of the circuit, we are having 1 by Rp is equals to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus what? 1 by R3. Okay. ಅಷ್ಟು ಹೋತಲ್ಲ. First, so total resistance in parallel 1 by Rp equals to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 and 1 by R3. Now we can write it 1 divided by 10 plus 1 divided by 20 plus 1 divided by what? 60. So what is the LCM here? 60 is a LCM. So here you will get 6 plus what? 3 plus what? 1. So we will get 10 divided by what? 60. 10 divided by 60. Can we write 1 divided by 6? Now 1 divided by Rp is equals to 1 by 6 is there. Therefore Rp equals to what? 6 ohms here. Rp equals to 6 ohm. We got the total resistance here. So after getting total resistance, we have to find what? Current moving in a total circuit there. Then how to find? V equals to IR. So I equals to what? I equals to V divided by R. V is what? 24 is there, divided by what? Resistance is 6. 24 divided by 6 is how much? I equals to 4 amperes. I equals to 4 amperes. So this that is second total resistance we got there and total current we got there. And first you have to find current flowing through each resistor. How we have to find that? So we know that this is what? A parallel connection. So in the parallel connection is what? A current will be varying. Whereas in series connection, voltage will be varying. That you have to remember. That is the difference between what? A parallel connection and what? A series connection. Now can we write I1 is equals to V1 V divided by what? R1. V divided by R1. I1 equals to V divided by R1. That is V is 24 is there. R1 is how much? 10 is there. So we'll get what? 2.4 amperes. 2.4 current flowing through first resistor 10 ohms R1. That is what? 2.4 amperes is there. Similarly, I2 equals to what? V divided by 20. It is 24 divided by 20 means how much we'll get? 1.2 amperes. 1.2 amperes. And third one, I3 if you take means V divided by R3, that is 24 divided by what? 60. 0.4 amperes. Okay, so this is how we can easily find current flowing through each resistor as well as current flowing throughout a whole circuit diagram. Next one will go there. Okay. Another example. A bread toaster rated 350 watts is used for 15 hours a day, and electric iron box rated 250 watt is used for 5 hours a day. Calculate cost of using these appliances for 30 days if the cost of 1 kilowatt is what? 4 rupees. Rupees 4 it is. So here first what you have to do means first toaster is there, no? In that toaster 350 watt is there, into how many hours? 15 hours into water for 30 days is there. So we'll get water 500. Can we write this one as 157.5 kilowatt hour it is. Kilowatt hour, because the amount you have to pay is what? Based on kilowatt hour is that. So we have to convert this one for what? Kilowatt hour. And similarly another one, iron box, that is 250 into 5 into what? For 30 days it is used here. It is 37,500. Now I will write it 37,500 37.5 kilowatt hour it is. 37.5 kilowatt. So total electricity consumed, total electricity that is 37.5 plus 157.5. So that will get how much? 195 kilowatt hour it is. Now we have to find how much amount we have to pay is there. Per kilowatt 4 rupees is there. So into 4 you have to do that. Therefore cost equals to 195 into 4. How much will get? Rupees 780 is the answer. Rupees 780 you have to pay there. Next, another numerical example we are going to discuss here. An electric lamp of resistance 20 ohm and a conductor of resistance 4 ohm is there, and are connected to a 6 volt battery as shown in the circuit. Calculate the total resistance of the circuit and current through the circuit. Total resistance you have to find. This total resistance, you can see here, the resistance 4 ohm is there and bulb is of water 20 ohm is there. It is 20 ohm is there. Bulb is of 20 ohm and resistance is of water 4 ohms is there. And here total resistance equal to, it is resistance in series. What we can write here? R1 plus water R2. R1 plus R2 is water 4 plus 20. We are going to get, that is 24 ohms here. Total resistance. The total resistance of the circuit is how much? 24 ohms here. And the current through a circuit. Current, again we have to go for water Ohm's law. V equals to IR. I equals to water V by R. V is water 6 volt is there and resistance is water 24 is there. 24. So how much will get? 1 divided by 4 it is. 1 divided by 4 is nothing but water 0.25 amperes. 0.25 water amperes. So this is the total resistance of the circuit as well as total current through the circuit. How much current is flowing in the circuit there. Okay. Now let us discuss the main important concept This one, Ohm's law, it is many times has been asked in the annual examination as well as SA1 also. So here, state Ohm's law. Ohm's law, what it says means, V means what? A potential difference is directly proportional to what? A current. Potential difference is directly proportional to what? A current here. The potential difference V across the ends of a given metallic wire in an electric circuit is directly proportional to the current I through it, provided temperature must remain constant there. Then only it is applicable. This is very important word, you have to write it at last. Okay, potential V is directly proportional to I. Okay, potential difference across two ends of the metallic wire in an circuit, it is directly proportional to what? Current flowing through it there. That is second question. Second question. In a domestic circuit, electrical circuit, appliances are not connected in series. Why? This one I have already explained you. Write the factors on which resistance of a conductor depends here. Depends. Okay. First one, resistance depends on a factor. First one, resistance of a conductor depends on four factors. First one is, that is length of the conductor. If the length of the wire is increased, means resistance is going to increase there. So it is what? Directly proportional is there. Suppose if you are moving in any highway there, where it is small, width is very small, correct? What happens means there, in the length of the wire is increased, means more number of atoms will be present. They will collide each other. So what happens? Hence resistance is going to increase there. This is first factor. Next one, area of cross section of the conductor. Area of cross section of the conductor means we can take this area. This area we can take it as what? Cross section of the conductor. Suppose any road is there, wide road is there, means easily vehicles can move easily there. There what happens means resistance will decrease there. Cross section area increases means resistance will what? Decrease, whereas length increases means resistance is going to what? Increase there. And nature of the material, whether it is a conductor or whether it is an insulator, it depends how atoms are attached to each other. It depends upon that. Okay, so that only we call it as an resistivity. We call it as an resistivity. Next one, temperature. So how temperature goes on increases, no, resistance also goes on increases. Why? It means due to more temperature, their atoms will what? Vibrate there. Due to that vibration, this resistance is going to, means electrons will not flow easily. Hence resistance is going to what? Increase there. So this is what? Fourth factor there. So factors on which resistance depends, no, here we can note one formula for that one. That is resistance factors equals to, it is read as rho, 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 and it is length divided by what? Area of cross section. Okay, so this one, resistance directly proportional to resistivity means material, and directly proportional to what? Length of the conductor. Length of the conductor increases means resistance also increases, and inversely proportional to what? Area of cross section. If area of cross section means resistance will what? Decrease that. We'll go for next question. How does overload and short circuit occurs in an electric circuit? Explain what is the function of fuse in this situation. So here overload can occur when a live wire and a neutral wire, they will attach to each other. That time overload will occur. Overloading can occur when the live wire and the neutral wire come into direct contact. Second one. So this occurs when the insulator of a wire is damaged or there is any fault in the appliances of our home. Whatever electronic gadgets we are using, no, in that gadget, any damage is there means this overloading will happen there. In such a situation, the current in the circuit abruptly increased and short circuit occurs. In such a situation, what happens means sudden increase of a current will be there. That fuse is going to melt. Always fuse wire will be of water, low melting will be there. Whereas tungsten we have discussed, it is of high melting. Whereas fuse is water, low melting will be there. Next one. The Joule heating takes place in the fuse melts in to break the electric circuits. Heating effect will occur there. So fuse is going to water melt. And prevent the appliances from water. Whatever damage is going to happen, no, from that damage it is going to prevent that. Damage is controlled, we can say. And next, properties of that is magnetic field lines. Okay. First one, no two magnetic fields found to intersect each other, they will cross each other. Always you remember a magnet, bar magnet if you take means there will be two poles. If it is broken also it will be having two poles. One is north pole and another one is south pole. In bar magnet, the magnetic field lines flow from or move from water north to south direction. Or in, for example, this is a bar magnet. It is north and it is south. The magnetic lines will move from water north to south. Whereas inside the bar magnet, the lines will move from water south to water north. This you have to remember that. And here two fields do not intersect each other, they will separately form them. And the density of the magnetic field lines are more in their poles. Here at the poles, density is more. Here at north pole and south pole, here maximum density will be there. Density means what? A maximum number of lines will be there. And the magnetic field lines emerge from north pole to water, merge at south pole. They will emerge from north pole and they will end at water, south pole. Inside the magnet, the direction of magnetic lines from its south to north pole will be there. Thus, magnetic field lines are closed curve. Curve they will form there when they will move from water north to south. Next question we'll discuss that. List the properties of magnetic field due to the flow of water, electric currents in a solenoid. What are the two methods of increased magnetic field in a solenoid? Let us discuss what do you mean by the solenoid. A copper wire, it is molded. Okay. Then the two ends are connected with a circuit current means then it becomes what? A solenoid. The magnetic fields in a current carrying solenoid is similar to that of what? A magnetic produced in a bar magnet. How bar magnet will produce magnetic lines? No. The same way this solenoid also is going to produce what? A magnetic lines there. And the magnetic field is uniform inside the solenoid. Here also, in the solenoid, the magnetic field is what? A uniform there. Two methods to increase the magnetic field in the solenoid. One, by increasing number of turns. Number of turns, coils are there, no? By increasing that, we can increase what? A magnetic power there, or increasing the magnetic field is increased. Another one, by increasing the current through solenoid, by increasing the current, variable rheostat we call. By that, if we increase current means, or if we give more current means, there we are going to get what? More magnetic power it is going to get there. Next one. In domestic circuit, what are the reasons for overloading? Explain the working of water earth wire. Already I have explained this one. What are the reasons for overloading? And next, coming to explain the working of water earth wire. This earth wire, what it makes means, when the live wire and neutral wire are connected, that time we can get water. So when the live wire and the neutral wire come into direct contact, that time overloading happens, I told. So this is one reason there. And coming to this one, the metallic body of electric appliances are connected to water earth wire. Whatever, for example, fridge is there in your home means, it is connected to water earthing there. If any leakage of current occurs in the electric appliances, keep their potential. Means the appliances will be safe, okay, for further damage there. And difference is same, that earth and the user may not severe electric shock there. By connecting, that is earth wire, the severe damage will be not there, first one, and severe shock will not get, okay, that is second one. Next question. Which rule helps to find force on a current carrying conductor in a magnetic field? State the rule and three factors on which force on the current carrying conductor depends. So first answer is Fleming's left hand rule gives the direction of the force on a conductor when it carries a current in a magnetic field. Okay, this is one. And next, Fleming's left hand rule. What it Fleming's left hand rule tells means, this is useful. By this idea only, Fleming's, that is left hand rule only, whatever rotating materials are there, for example fan is there, in that motor will be there. It works on Fleming's left hand rule. How it works means, you have to stretch your left hand. Okay, so this is thumb. It shows the motion or force, we can tell that. This is magnetic field, forefinger, and this center finger, it is what? Direction of the current. When a current direction is given, no, based on that rotation will be there. So that is why Fleming's rule is applicable there. So it gives, how to remember this one means, imagine this is a father, force or a rotation, or this one we call motion we call, and this is mother, magnetic field, and a children, current. Children is what? Current. So this is how we can remember this Fleming's left hand rule. Thumb shows direction of a motion, and forefinger shows what? Direction of the magnetic field, and this center finger shows what? Direction of the current there. Factors on which this force acting on a current carrying conductor depends. What are the factors it depends here? So strength of the magnetic field. Second one, strength of the electric field and length of the conductor. In electric motor there will be winding will be there. Okay, copper winding will be there, that length. We want more power means we have to wind more and we have to give more current. Okay, so strength of the electric field also, strength of the magnetic field also. And the last question coming, explain the following with reference to the magnetic field around the straight conductor carrying current is there. Okay, so this I will explain it here, and this is a diagram here. Okay, and this is a key, and it is what? A symbol of what? A battery, and it is an emitter, and this is an rheostat we call, where we can variate what? A current here. So here one cardboard is placed here. On that some filings have been dropped. Okay, iron filings, which are attractive to what? A magnetic field. So when current is passed, these magnetic filings are there, no, they will make a concentric circles. It depends upon the direction of the current, in which whether the concentric circles are in clockwise direction or they are in anti-clockwise direction, we have to identify. For example, this is an conductor. Okay, suppose this current is flowing in upward direction, thumb direction. This is a current carrying conductor, wire it is. Current is flowing upside. This finger is there, no, folded finger. It shows what a direction of a, that is lines, circular lines it will show. If I show it upside, in the downside means, now you can see here, it is what a clockwise direction. Here it is what a anti-clockwise direction it is. In this way, tracing the pattern of the magnetic field and increase the intensity, okay, and reversing the direction. Tracing the pattern of the magnetic field, okay, all it is explanation is there. I have explained it. Okay, in simple way, you remember, this is an experiment where we can identify the strength of concentric circles, in which direction they will move there. Okay. Yes, thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and share this one. Thank you.